just think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face?
Well, Coach, any Florida resident will tell you that afternoon pop-up showers and storms are the norm, and that's exactly what we have right now. Actually expecting a pretty steady rain throughout today here in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerge from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Jaguars have Josh Lambo out there to get us started, and off we go from Jacksonville. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Yellow, there's a blue lady.
Yeah, let's get set lunch.
This is Darwin Thompson, 6th-round pick from Utah State. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. DJ Hayden, the corner, in on the tackle. Well, one underlying storyline between these two teams is that the Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, he knows a lot about Nick Foles, the Jags QB. He drafted the quarterback when he was calling the shots in Philadelphia and later would sign him to Kansas City as a backup in 2016. But Kansas City, they have won their last 4 in this series, including a 30-14 victory a year ago. At the time, that got the Chiefs to 5-0 on the young season. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Now he'll let it go deep right side. It got his man complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there for KC. 43 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Check. 13. Check.
They go with Leonard Fournette, 3rd-year back from LSU. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 7-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
What we got?
All day.
Hey, Alpha.
Any day. Watch the twist.
Under. Hey, turn it up.
Here's Foles. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the 1st.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Easy.
Shit.
61, matchbox lights. Water.
Fournette, a first down carry. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 24-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the out. Watch the out. Slam, slam, slam.
He's General West.
He's checking crack.
Now Foles. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Hey, defense, let's go.
Go Mike 50. Go with 5-3. Go with 5-3. Here we go.
Foles. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. One interception. It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe.
He's got him in. Complete. The 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 93 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Leonard Fournette. And an alley to run. He's got the first down and more past midfield. A big run there. 29 yards and a first.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
6-6, pull it high. What we got? What we got?
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Check, blue draw, Porkins. Crouch.
He'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This will be taken short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Fofo's the Mike. Mike's Fofo. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming.
Hey, Zoo. Go.
2nd and 10. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Keelan Cole, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Go. Go. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
Now back to throw. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
12.
44 is the Mike. 44 is Mike. Check. Check, nickel.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Hey, watch the lane. 52's the Mike right here over there, right? 52's the Mike.
He'll drop to throw. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. Touchdown, Jaguars! Josh Oliver with his first career touchdown in his first career game as as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
Although it's more commonplace now than at any other time in the NFL, it's still tough to think about throwing a rookie quarterback right into the fire week one. But guess what? He handled the fire awfully well and threw his first touchdown pass.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Mahomes now on first down. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. After one, our score, 12-6. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now Mahomes. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Mahomes firing complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Mahomes now to throw. He is going to find Hill here. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Fournette running right. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
12.
They're going to look to throw into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
First play of the drive is a run with Thompson. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They will run with Grant. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
15.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Yellow.
Check. Smart. Watch the curve. 44 is the mic. 44 is the mic. And here we go.
On first down, Mahomes. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now here's Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hart. And this is caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 33 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah, can he put it aside? Let's find out. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Check 3.
Fournette on the counter. And the Chiefs D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
We got 4. Check 27. Eyes on 27. Switch.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Spawn. No.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Man left. Hey, 4 down.
After the penalty, it's 4 down. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Here's Hill on the return. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On 2nd down now. It's Thompson, and some space here. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 14 on that one, and a first down.
First down,
Kansas City. You ain't doing orbit. 44.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And that's complete to Gates. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Mahomes now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
44, Mike, 44. Crunch time.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That's caught left side by Hardman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And a first down, Chiefs.
A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
43.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, this from 37. And Butker able to put this one through. Butker, what a pickup he's been for Kansas City the last 2 years. Remember, he was drafted by Carolina to be the eventual successor to Graham Gano. That didn't pan out. Casey got him as a free agent. He's been really good.
Yeah, Gano said, oh no, I'm keeping my job. But Butker found his home in Kansas City, a franchise record for points scored in his first 2 seasons.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Go, go, go!
50, Mike, 50! I got you, punk!
Again, it's Fournette, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now, third and long. On the run, it's Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Watch out for him on the return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. They go with Thompson again. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a third and long at the outset of this drive. Mahomes on target here to Hardman. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. That'll get them the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
Yellow. I'm
coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They'll run on first down. It's Thompson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. Mahomes now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes, and Hill with it over the middle. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They run with Thompson. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On the carry, Thompson. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 3rd down, Thompson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. And the kick by Butker is good. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. A big run by the big man Fournette. 41 yards on the ground. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run with Fournette. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Hayden Cole.
Now on 2nd and 13. Foles. Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Again, a run with Thompson. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On the ground, it's Thompson. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
And the first down, Chiefs.